Okay, this is how Mercedes should have done Abu Dhabi 2021. This is genius. It's foolproof, okay? So Mick Schumacher and Nicholas Latifi are battling on lap 53, you can see, and Latifi's about to put it in the wall in a big way. And the second car that's going to pass him is Valtteri Bottas. Latifi puts it in the wall now, yellow flags come out, and Bottas will see Latifi's car in bits. The barrier's got some damage. Latifi's car ends up on fire. Bottas should pit now because his race is not relevant at all. He's irrelevant. Sorry, Bottas. Bottas should pit now because if Bottas pits now, look where he's going to come out. Bottas will come out behind Lewis Hamilton. In fact, Bottas should wait at the end of the pit lane until Hamilton goes past and slot in behind Lewis Hamilton. That means that Mercedes would have a car they control in between Hamilton and Max Verstappen. Because what happens here is obviously Hamilton decides not to box. I think it was probably the right call not to box, but Verstappen should have pitted under the previous VSC and got a free pit stop. That's where they made a mistake and should have gone longer on stint one as well. But Verstappen's going to box here, get a completely free pit stop and put the soft tyres on. He's going to get fresh softs, and Hamilton is on some of the oldest tyres in the race. Okay. Now, what ends up happening here, if I just zoom it forward a little bit, and this you're going to see is absolute genius. Okay. Because now we have the safety car train with a few laps to go, okay? And it's Hamilton, in terms of actual cars on track, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso, Ocon, Leclerc, Vettel, and Verstappen, okay? So there's a load of cars in there, and quite a few of them are lapped. Alonso, Ocon, Leclerc, Vettel, they're all lapped. Also, behind Verstappen, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Mick Schumacher are lapped. Now, by the way, I think there's another way race control could have played this, okay? Because if I zoom forward just a little bit more, okay, just a little bit more as well over here, you can see there's 2 laps to go. At this point, the crash has been cleared. The marshal have done a great job. They put Latifi's car on the flatbed. Latifi's car is recovered. At this point, Michael Massey can say, just all lap cars unlap yourself, okay? So you can say that's going to be Norris, Alonso, Ocon, Leclerc, Vettel, but also, critically, Ricciardo, Stroll, and Mick Schumacher. It wouldn't cost any more time, really, to let Ricciardo, Stroll, and Mick Schumacher unlap themselves as well. Now, there's 2 issues here. One, for some reason, race control had already said that no cars were going to be able to unlap themselves. And secondly, you're not meant to... You have to leave another lap. When you allow cars to unlap themselves, you can't bring in the safety car in the same lap. But this is this debatable thing that everyone knows about, which is that they said apparently they didn't want to finish under safety car. Now you can see here, some of the cars are being allowed to unlap, but not Ricciardo, Stroll, and Mick Schumacher. Now, Valtteri Bottas, if Valtteri Bottas was behind Lewis Hamilton here, if I was Mercedes, when I see that call that I believe is against the rules, possession is 9/10 law, and like I've won quite a few karting races and championships in my time, and I've had to do things like this when dodgy things have happened in karting, trust me. If you've got Bottas in the gap there, I think you say to Bottas, we're not going to unlap ourselves. Because what are they going to do? Then they give a stop-go to Bottas, disqualify Bottas, who cares? Red Bull have already withdrawn Perez from the race right now, so there's just in case he breaks down. He was also driving 7 seconds a lap slower earlier to hold up Lewis Hamilton. So, you know, he's not really racing his own race at that point. He's doing something completely different. So why not do the same thing with Bottas? You can't put Bottas in the wall because, in my opinion, that's Crashgate. That's Flavio Briatore, who's, I think, been banned from Formula 1 forever, right? He can never be seen at a Formula 1 race again, I understood. That's Crashgate. You can't do that. But you can clearly do what Perez was doing. So why not just put Bottas there? And then, basically, Bottas can hold Verstappen up for a couple of corners, because all Hamilton needed is, Hamilton just needed to defend for like 4 corners. If he could have defended at this corner, so let's say Verstappen overtakes Bottas now on this straight. By the way, Bottas would be on fresh tyres also. But now, let's say Hamilton has got a little bit of a gap here. All Hamilton would need to do on this straight, okay, is just hold off Verstappen for 1 corner. Now, remember, he was overtaken here by Sergio Perez. He didn't defend hard enough. So I think Hamilton would have defended a little bit harder to the left-hand side. I think Valtteri Bottas here could have made all the difference. And it's interesting seeing in Qatar 2025, there was a late call where Oscar Piastri, I believe, should have taken the initiative and boxed, because he should have known that by McLaren trying to treat everyone equally, it was actually going to shaft him. I think here, Mercedes, who brought a QC, they brought like a top barrister to the track in anticipation of shenanigans. That's when it was needed. So I think it came down to like 10 seconds where Bottas should have pitted, and I think that would have won Hamilton the World Championship. Now, make sure to subscribe to Formula Fan TV. This is all about the fans here, and let me know what you think in the comments.